Hello and welcome to Whisperchicks, where we are going to go over disassembling and reassembling your booster, also known as your Nielsen device, on the Whisper 9. This is your Whisper 9 suppressor right out of the box. It is ready to go. This is the tip end where the bullet exits, and this is the base end where it attaches to your firearm. This portion at the base is your booster. A booster is needed to allow tilting barreled handguns to cycle properly, so it's a very important piece. When completely unscrewed from the rest of the suppressor, it looks just like this. This entire part is the booster, and now we're going to disassemble it. We're going to use the large hex tool to go over the hex grooves on the base on this end cap, and we're going to use the smaller hex tool to go over these internal hex grooves, just like so. And now remembering, looking at the base, it is righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. I'm here to loosen, so I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna break this free. I'm gonna give it a turn. That looks loose enough now that I can use my hands and keep unscrewing until the base cap comes off. There we go, our base cap. I'll put it down here. Now you're going to see some components coming together here. We have our threaded cup, our spring, and our insert all connected to each other. To get these apart, the easiest way to do that is to take your nail, or I like to use a flathead screwdriver, get it under the screw and give it a little leverage there to kind of break them free. And then at this point, you can start wiggling and jiggling and removing until you get this threaded cup, which I'll put to the side, as well as the spring that is still wrapped around our insert. To get the spring off, you can use your nails, you can use your fingers, or I like to push down on it with my screwdriver, get it closer to the end, and then it's much easier to pull apart. So now we're left with 4 parts: our base cap, our threaded cup, our flower patterned insert, and the spring. This is now completely disassembled and it's ready for service or cleaning. In your 9mm box, you will get a bag with a spare spring. You can save that for later. We recommend replacing this spring every year or 1,000 rounds, just to make sure that it's functioning optimally. To put this back together, we're going to do it correctly and in order. This is a must. First, go ahead and grab your threaded cup. The flower insert pattern is going to go directly inside, and you can't mess this up. So on the other side, none of this fits. So the only way it can go in is here. And as you can see, if you look into that cup, we see the flowered pattern. We just drop it in, twist it until it clicks, and now that is seated appropriately. The next thing we're going to do is grab our spring and put it right back over the insert. You can push, twist. You might find twisting the spring in one direction kind of binds up on you, whereas the other end moves a little bit more freely. Once it starts to get there, I use my thumbs, push and press that screw down into the cup. So what you're left with is very close to what it looked like when we took it apart. There's just a little tiny bit of room between that spring and the cup. Now we know this is seated correctly and we're ready to put the end cap back on. Finally, that end cap is going to go back over the spring, and now these threads can go together well. I'm going to hand tighten it until it won't go anymore. Now we're going to secure it with the tools. So same thing, large hex tool goes on the hex grooves of the base, and the small hex tool is going to go on the hex grooves on the other end. Back to the base. I'm going righty-tighty this time because I want to tighten this up. So I'm going to turn to the right. I'm going to make it nice and snug. You're going to notice it's going to stop. When you get there, don't over tighten it. You've gone all the way and it's perfect. Take those tools off. And now this booster assembly is perfect and ready to go. Of course, if you have any other questions or need customer support, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at whisperchicks.com. There you can also find more helpful instructional videos as well as on our YouTube channel. Thank you.